Good afternoon. Welcome, everybody, to the City of Farmers Branch City Council study session for Tuesday, January 6th. Happy New Year to all. Our first order of business this afternoon are comments on study session items from the public. I don't have anybody signed up to speak at this time. So we will move on to item C1, which is to review and discuss consent and regular agenda items. Councilwoman Gonzalez?
I have a question on J4.
J4.
Yes, ma'am.
Is this the first time we've done something like this?
As far as I know, yes, correct.
If it all works out, is this something that we could look into doing maybe more often?
We'll have to see how the process works. Like I said, we've not done this. They are the deliverable, one of the deliverables is a software that'll have all the information that they gather and give to us. My hope is that if we are able to maintain, maybe we just maintain that data and then have the vendor come in every so often. I'm hoping also as a deliverable, they will provide us some, you guys should do this kind of every 5 to 10 years kind of thing. I know typically like on a master plan, you do that every 5 years or so. So from the park side. So we'll wait to hear back from the vendor on that one.
Okay, thank you. That's all I had.
Thank you. Councilwoman Bennett?
I don't have anything, thank you.
Councilman Reed?
Nothing from you, thanks.
Councilwoman Villafranca?
Nothing, thank you.
Councilman Neal?
Nothing, thank you.
Thank you. Moving on. Next up is item C2, discuss the implementation of city-issued cell phones for the city council and mayor.
Mayor and Council, Ben Williamson, City Manager. Have the honor of presenting this item to you today. It's relatively short from a presentation, so I'll make it pretty simple, hopefully, for the discussion. This item goes credit to Mayor Pro Tem Bennett Burton and Councilwoman Villafranca, so thank you for bringing this item to our attention. So we're not going to take this time to read every single word that's in here. It's a whole bunch of words and a lot of listening to me, and there's some tongue twisters that I think maybe somebody put in there on purpose to see if I could get through it. But really what this is about is transparency. It's also about efficiency of service delivery. The goal here is to provide a pathway for you all to still be a person and separate that council life you always live that's separate from this one, but also make it easier when there's questions. Again, transparency, right? If somebody says, I want text messages from anybody here, well, for emails, we can already do that. IT will pull that information. This just says, hey, here's a simple way. Conduct all city business on this device. IT will have software in there. So again, be considerate of what you do put in there. IT would be the only ones that can see it, but they would make sure those records are automatically fulfilled. You as council would be told if your information is being requested, but this would make it a way that's a lot more efficient to where we're not having to follow up with you and say, hey, can you send us screenshots? Hey, what about this? What about that? This would be the official way you communicate as a member of the city council. It also makes it a little bit easier too. You kind of have like a red bat phone that you answer for work, and then not, there you go. So, but again, what this is really about is that transparency, and then also about the continuity of government. So part of this is anytime there's a change in council, each district and the mayor, a new email address is formed, a new phone number, because you each have different cell phone numbers, is made public. And so what happens is the residents and businesses go, who do we call? When do we call? And so it's also more than just the cell phone and the device. It's about that continuity by how we use those devices. So when your service is done, and we thank you for your service, the next member of council that takes over here for your spot will have the exact same cell phone number. The residents never have to get a new number. The other part we will move to, and this will take a little bit more time, it'll go with new council members, is we'll immediately start creating an email address that goes in parallel with your current one that says district 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 at farmersbranchtx.gov, and start working with the residents to make that your official email for the city. And then mayor, obviously, at farmersbranchtx.gov, to where, again, continuity of government is there. So it's not just the device. The bigger picture would be, how do we make sure the continuity of the council, because you will see those questions, right? Who do I reach out to? Well, if it's always the same number and always the same email, it makes it much easier. So as this is done, what we're looking for from council on this one is this a direction you would like to go? There's not a formal need for a motion or anything like that. It's similar to your tablets, is just kind of looking for that soft direction from the council. Is this the alignment you would like to be in? So certain things we do need to be consistent with. We will standardize the phones, so they will be iPhones. It makes it easier for the IT team because they will have to manage it, but it would be iPhones, and then we can work with you on little details and questions such as cases and other things as we go, but making sure you have the equipment for this. We put a ceiling cap of about $10,000 in for year one because we have to buy the equipment, buy the accessories, and get it ready. And then we anticipate that dropping to around $6,000 in future years. The bulk of that, $6,000, that's a lot. Well, a big portion of that's going to be the software that allows IT to pull your information. So since it is an iPhone, iMessenger will not work because we have to disable that. iPhones have a great reputation for protecting that information, so we can't use that because we can't manage that information. But IT will work to make sure any messages you receive are automatically kept by the IT department. If you get an open record request, the city secretary's office will take care of that. And so with that, 2 slides, questions, concerns, what direction would you like to lean in iPhones in the future?
Thank you, Mr. City Manager. Councilwoman Gonzalez?
Thank you. I think it's a great idea. I would love for the residents to have like one consistent phone number and one consistent email. You did answer, I think the majority of my questions was, if a public request was made, would you notify us or would you just take the information?
We like to let you all know when your information is being requested because sometimes there's something bigger going on, and that way, as your city manager, I can work with you all to address any concerns you might have. So we will let you know as well if your information is being requested as a courtesy to the city council member involved.
Okay, and then you also answered my second question was, so we're going to be purchasing the software that's needed, correct?
Correct, and there will be recurring cost with that as well, but something we did proactively look at those numbers ahead of time to see what it would take to make this. And this is not a new practice. There are several cities that do this already for their councils, and it's just a best practice.
Okay, thank you.
Councilwoman Bennett, I'm sorry that since this was one of the items that you brought up,
No,
that I
you're fine.
didn't
Don't worry about
recognize
it.
you first.
You're good. You're good. I really appreciate this. I asked for it 3 years ago when I first came on. And I think that you're right, the continuity would be great and the ease. For me, which is why I asked for it 3 years ago. I get patient stuff on mine constantly. And so there's definitely issues with that. But when I rolled back on council after I rolled off, I had 500 emails that had gone unanswered that I had to go through. And so making the email, nice and fluid as well would be just amazing as well. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
I'm all for it. I think that the benefits, I can't think of any negatives other than us having to have 2 phones. And it's funny because my wife is just, with her job, she's been carrying 2 phones, and just this last week, she found out that she can get rid of one of them. So now, that shifts over to me. But I think it's great. I think we're going to benefit, residents are going to benefit, city's going to benefit. I see a lot of positives.
Perfect.
Councilwoman Villafranca?
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Just for clarification's sake, I want to make sure that it's clear that just because we have a company phone does not preclude our personal telephone text messages from being requested. Several months back, I made a request of some text messages and was told that there were none. So I just want to make sure that this will not exclude any of our personal phones or other devices from being FOIA'd.
So we have that we need to be custodians for 2 years for that information. So with this being a new process, yes, your personal phones are still on the hook for 2 years. The information, though, has to be requested, has to be relevant to your role as a member of the council, and legal and the city secretary's office will help with that as well as getting those messages out there because, as Mayor Pro Tem Burton had said, sometimes there's job-related information that has nothing to do with membership on the council. And so we'll review each of those. The goal would be, though, this is the first step, getting the technology and the alignment in place, and then the council to adopt future policies and procedures that says, council, you shall use this for conducting city business. It also helps with, on your personal phone, you most likely have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 email addresses. I think I've gotten an email from everybody here that's from a personal email address on accident. And so we always reply, copy your city email address, but it avoids any of those things being missed. And that way we can be completely transparent. So yes and yes, but the future final alignment will be getting the council into a set of response alignment that says this is how the council will use this technology.
Great. And then I've sort of read up on this a little bit, and I've seen that there are other municipalities that, as an example, people are accustomed to using our personal cell phones at this point. So it's going to be a transition for residents as well. And so I have dealt actually with a county commissioner who I've accidentally texted him on his personal cell phone, and he sends that text message to his company phone, to ensure that there are accurate records. And I'm sure that we'll be having those kinds of protocols in place.
We will give you the best practices, but that's always recommended, such as if a council email comes into your personal email and it's city business, you'll want to move it to your city email account and then respond. Again, this is designed to eliminate the needs for the additional steps and make it easier for you all to be effective. So there will be a little bit of growing pains as we grow into this, but staff will be here to support you all up on board the processes and procedures, give you the best practices, and then we'll work with legal for any adoption of any policies and procedures to further enhance how council does this. But again, it's going to take a little bit of time to get used to multiple phones and then using them in your official capacity. But we'll get there.
I appreciate you so much. I just want to thank you for everything that you do for us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Councilman Neal?
Thank you, Ben. I have 2 phones already, so I guess this would make it a third. Not too thrilled about it, but I understand that there's some good validity to this idea. I'll have to make some arrangements to deal with it. So with that being said, I'm in favor of an iPhone Pro Max 17, if you don't mind. Just briefly on another, and I know Councilwoman Villafranca, and you mentioned, what are the other cities doing? Do you have any information further that you could share?
We can
surrounding
get that for
cities?
you
I mean,
all
it's
and
not
see.
that important. I kind of like the idea here, but just didn't know if you knew off the top of your head. If you don't, it's totally fine.
Not off the top of my head.
Okay. And
The city of Dallas has their
Yeah,
own
okay.
appointed.
so, and I don't know about the rest of council, but frequently I may run into residents in town and they don't even know what district they're in. And I ask them, well, what district are you in? So I could forward them. So is there an email or number that they can call other than maybe City Hall or?
To find out what district they're in?
Well, just like when, because usually I'll say, what district are you in? Oh, I don't know what district. And then I'm like, well, what street do you live on? And let's look it up. And then, oh, that's District 3. You need to contact David, or I'll send an email to David. So I just didn't know if there's anything we can do to facilitate those scenarios. Hopefully most residents know what district they're in, but I run into occasion or two that they don't know that. So just trying to figure out a way to maybe help that a little bit.
The way we've handled this one in the past, because it's tough on the front end right there, unless you go to the website and plug in your
Right,
address and get the district back, is the council member that gets it can always send it to the city manager or myself, and
Okay.
we will redirect it to the appropriate member of the council. Or if you want to respond, we just always ask that you copy the district representative. That's worked for us pretty well so far, anytime that somebody doesn't know. But sometimes, the district maps, it feels like we just changed them and then they'll be coming back to be changed again in about 5 years. So, but usually it's the easiest thing to do is instead of putting the burden on the residents, if you want to just send it to me, we will find out where it needs to go, get it to the right council member and engage with the response.
Sure. I'm sure there'll be some learning curves here as we work through it. Sort of my last question is, will we be able to do call forwarding on this phone?
It should be able to do anything
If,
that a
say, I'm
cell
going to be
phone-
out of the country, I need to forward it to City Hall or something, or to the mayor, could I do something like that?
Let me check on that one. I've never forwarded off an iPhone. I'm assuming that's something we can do in the settings. If not, we can work with IT to find a solution
Okay.
as well.
Okay, great. That's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
thank you, Ben. Appreciate it.
So Mayor and Council, it sounds like we're in a good alignment. We will move forward with getting iPhones and talking to each of you about how this will work. Our goal will be to roll this out by the end of February at the latest. So thank you again. Thank you to the team that put all this together.
Next up is item C3, discuss council requested topics for the Charter Review Committee.
Hello, Mayor, Council, Aaron Flores, City Secretary, Deputy Director, Administrative Services. And we are back to discuss the topics for the Charter Review Committee. We just had their first meeting on December 17th where the topics were initially introduced. We've gotten several more since then. We had some additional ones discussed at our last council meeting. So here's our updated list. I will let you all look that over. We have Mayor Lynn and Mayor Pro Tem Bennett Burton here, and then the last three here. So if you have any questions, amendments, anything needed, I'm here for you guys.
Councilwoman Gonzalez?
I had started looking through the charter review, but I think as I'm actually experiencing it all, that's when I'll have more of an opinion. But I do agree with the council yearly training. I don't want to get too comfortable in this and then be like, well, I got it. I don't need this training. I think it'd be nice for everyone to have a refresher.
Councilwoman Bennett?
Well, I read so many other cities' charters in the last 2 weeks. I really liked University Parks and how clean it was. And Ben and I have spoken about this, but as we move forward, there's just so much that ours, as I read everybody else's, that it's almost as if ours were stagnant and stayed still in time and didn't move forward with us, which I found intriguing. But I really did like the ethics out of Houston, the different ethics board that they have and how that is set up. And I know that you guys had added that to this. I do believe I saw that on there.
Yes, ma'am.
But there were a lot of others. With the Ethics Commission, I liked how in our charter it states, and in all of the others that I read, that we as a council can actually ask for an investigation into a department if there's a problem. But if we had an ethics separate from us, then that separates staff from being concerned about council, and it separates council from being concerned about council. And I just feel like that was a really good, how they handled that. I was like, that's a really good balance to everything. Just kind of taking some of the stress off. So with that, I also liked some things that I will give to for the committee to consider, some of the things in the background of that, which are, if there's a complaint, then that person can't reach out to any other council members until they've actually had their day with the committee, basically. And so these are just the nuances of the decorum that would go behind that. But that was probably one of my favorites as I moved through. I would like to change, if possible, with the budget delivery. We have a 7-year capital program. I'd like to change that to 5.
Okay.
So when the budget comes in, that 5 years, you have to have a 5-year plan of where we're spending the money. Like we went through this entire year and it was infrastructure and all of these things. So we've set the money up for it, but we don't have the plan for it.
Gotcha.
And so I feel like that needs to be part of, like, what is the plan? So we've set up to do this, how are we going to do it? So just kind of logic driven on that. But yeah, I love it. I love everything. Ben has all of my stuff, my requests or, the details behind why I liked the stuff. I would like, and I know it's hard, but I did find that actually looking at and being able to highlight the changes in these really helps. So I know it may be killing a tree, but maybe they need to read, these online and then decide the handful of them that need to be printed for them to go through.
Right.
Because it is a lot, and I do understand that, but it really does help to be able to compare and highlight and contrast.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Councilman Reed?
I have nothing new to add. I know I only have one item on there, but the first couple of pages pretty much covers everything that I had interest in.
Right,
So,
right.
thank you.
Okay.
Councilwoman Villafranca?
Thank you for your work on this. I know this is a huge endeavor. I do agree with Councilwoman Bennett Burton in that we need to really make sure that we have our plan, that when we already make a decision about what we want to do, we don't have any rogue additions or deletions to the way we want to spend our surplus or any other money. So I do think that's important. And I just think that the chairwoman is doing a fantastic job going line item by line item, and I appreciate you. Thank you.
She definitely is.
Councilman Neal?
Thank you, Aaron. I have an additional 4 items, 3 of which I have to have a conversation with the city attorney before I can put them forward.
Okay.
That meeting is scheduled for tomorrow. So after tomorrow, I hope to have some more clarification on those. The 4th one that I was considering to add, as I mentioned at the first Charter Review Committee, was, and maybe I missed it, is that we have some language or limitation or parameters around the frequency of which a council member participates remotely, and such that I would never expect a councilman to get elected, but currently, if they get elected, they could attend all council meetings remotely. So I think it's important for them to be here for executive session meetings and council meetings. So, and I guess as the process moves forward, I might have some comments on these others as they're discussed within the committee, and
Okay.
we'll go from there. But
Okay.
that's all I have.
I have it here.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else? Oh, and Councilmember Reed, I did have on here last time that you agreed about the mandating training. I just left it off by accident, but I have that one as well. I'll add it back.
Don't worry about it. We all know it's a good idea.
Anything else? Okay, thank you all.
To Mayor and Council, just to make sure we're transparent on this one, since it's a very long pathway to complete this, as we have more items added, they will come back and present again to make sure we have it entered in public record, so you're all aware of all council-initiated items. So we expect to see this item come back if we have more, just to make sure we're consistent.
Just to add to that, Ben, I think when I attended the Charter Review Committee, they intend to go through each article individually and try to make their decisions on that given article. It might be helpful for us to get an update after they process each one of those, or do you think we should wait more and give it more time?
That's up
Just
to the council. If you all would like us to come and give like quarterly updates, we could do that. Just what they've done so far. These meetings are recorded as well, so if anyone misses, you could definitely go back and watch. That's up to the council.
I'm just posing a question. I don't know what the feelings of the council are, but just asking if.
Okay,
That-
we did discuss coming back with quarterly updates on the topics, so we could definitely do that as well.
Yeah, and it could be as simple as, hey, they've completed Articles 1, 2, and 3,
Yes,
and that, I
Okay.
don't know. I would.
no problem.
One quick question. If the committee comes up with an idea on their own, how is that handled?
They are 100% allowed to do that.
Right.
They come up with what they want and they discuss and they decide as a committee. That is the typical process.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's say we do have quarterly meetings, is that something that would be, or quarterly presentations?
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that would come up at that time, the committee thought that adding ABC would be a good
It definitely
idea.
could. It's up to you all how detailed you want me to be, if you want me to go through everything that they've gone through or just the major highlights. Because a lot of this will be like cleanup of formatting or, grammatical errors, things of that nature. So I think that's really up to you all.
Okay.
Good. All right. Anything else? Thank you very much, Aaron.
Okay.
Next up is item C4, receive an update from the mayor and council members regarding board liaison information from outside organizations and other meetings attended. Councilwoman Gonzalez?
Nothing for me. I just hope everybody had a really great holiday and New Year. I did want to backtrack real quick. Last meeting, I missed that I attended the Queen Floral Design grand opening on Webb Chapel. She has a beautiful little floral shop, so y'all should really check it out.
Thank you very much. Councilwoman Bennett?
Well, I hope you guys did have a great holiday season. No council meetings to crazy it up for you. But I don't have anything. Thank you.
Councilwoman Villafranca? I'm sorry, Councilman Reed? Sorry. Getting ahead of myself.
Yes, you are. I too wish everyone, or hope everyone had or should I say, I trust everyone had a good holiday season. One thing that did occur, I had the benefit and honor of having a district drive-through with city manager and is this assistant deputy? I'm sorry, deputy. Sorry, I want to make sure I get that right. Deputy city manager. We drove through District 3 and some of the other areas, had some great conversations, made some great observations, and I'm looking forward to implementing our conversations moving forward.
Councilwoman Villafranca?
Happy New Year, everybody. Thank you so much. I did a few things while we were out. I had the opportunity to attend the Janie Stark door decorating contest, and it was a difficult decision, let me tell you. Attended the Branch Connection Christmas luncheon. I was able to attend the Charter Review Committee meeting with my colleague Roger. Attended the Vivian Field, Michael Finley Foundation donates basketball shoes and has a great party, and I was able to attend that. Attended the MetroCrest Leadership Regionalism and Transportation Day. That was my day to ride trains and buses all day. On the same day, I went with my colleagues to Arlington for the on-demand ride-along tour. I also went to the Animal Adoption Center on December the 24th, and I think that I am officially a foster failure. We have fallen in love with the dog that we were going to keep for a few days. His name is Jefe. I'll look forward to introducing him. I also attended the time capsule burial and did a drive-through with the city manager, the deputy city manager, and the mayor through the district and community, and it was very, very productive. Went to the Farmers Branch Women's Club and had a meeting on the importance of trees. Attended the Branch Connection breakfast, and of course, I'm back at Tai Chi. Importantly, I want to invite all of you, Mayor, fellow colleagues, I really want to personally invite all of you to my town hall on Tuesday, February 10th at 6 p.m. And of course, I'd like to invite all of the residents. Everyone is welcome. It'll be here at City Hall, but it would really mean a lot to me if my colleagues and the mayor could be here too, to accompany me. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Councilman Neal?
I don't really have anything to add. I think a couple of council people already reported on some of the activities that I've done. I also did a drive-through with the mayor and city manager's office, so that was productive as well. So that's all. Thanks.
Thank you. Next up is item C5, review and discuss future agenda items. Councilwoman Gonzalez?
Nothing for me, Mayor.
Councilwoman Bennett?
This really, as I've spoken, Ben, previously about it, will be part of the strategic plan, I believe, but to make it public and transparent. As I go through and I think about what a good city needs and what makes it a city attractive, we've done really great with infrastructure and a lot of the things, the taxes, I mean, we've really held strong. But how can we help our school district? And so some of the research that I had done, there's a program called Brain Fusion that's a tutorial program that's by subscription that we would have at the library, and it would be for residents only, pre-K through college prep, and it would be for public, private, homeschool, does not matter, and it's relatively affordable.
Councilman Reed? Yes.
Thank you for getting it right this time.
You're welcome.
I have nothing to add.
All right. Councilwoman Villafranca?
Thank you so much. I've noticed that we have quite a few future agenda items that need to be addressed. And I would like for us to complete the current agenda items until, before we're able to receive any more, at least until we do the strategic planning session. I think it would be a good idea for us to hold off on piling on. The city staff, they already have their job, their full-time job, and every time we add a future agenda item, we're adding lots more hours of work to their plate. Thank you.
Here. Councilman Neal?
I don't have anything to add at this time, thanks.
Thank you. At this time, I'm going to go ahead and read us into executive session, so please bear with me. Item D1, the City Council will convene a closed executive session pursuant to Section 551.074 of the Texas Government Code, personnel to deliberate the appointment, employment, compensation, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of a public officer or employee, a municipal court judge pursuant to Section 28-23 of the Farmers Branch Code of Ordinances. Item D2, the City Council will convene into closed executive session pursuant to Section 551.087 of the Texas Government Code, Economic Development, to discuss and deliberate economic development incentives and the offer of financial incentives to a hotel business that the city seeks to stay or expand in the city. Item D3, the City Council will convene in closed executive session pursuant to Section 551.071 of the Texas Government Code, consultation with the attorney to seek legal advice regarding matters related to Dallas area rapid transit, including but not limited to correspondence, programs, funding, agreements, and any associated legal rights, obligations, or potential actions. And item D4, the City Council will convene in closed executive session pursuant to Section 551.074 of the Texas Government Code, personnel to discuss and deliberate the employment, evaluation, and duties of the city manager. We'll take just a few minutes to recess to city manager's conference room. Thank you.